Viewers, in this video lecture, we are going to see the topic K-means clustering algorithm for the fourth unit of Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. Objectives are to learn about the K-means algorithm for clustering and to apply K-means algorithm to do the clustering in machine learning problems. K-means clustering is an unsupervised learning algorithm that is used to solve the clustering problems in machine learning or data science. We will learn what is K-means clustering algorithm and how the algorithm works. K-means algorithm is unsupervised learning algorithm which groups an unlabeled dataset into different clusters. Here we will use the variable k. K denotes the number of predefined clusters that need to be created in the process. If k equal to 2, we will create 2 clusters, or if k equal to 3, we will create 3 clusters, and so on. So it is an iterative algorithm that divides the unlabeled dataset into k different clusters in such a way that each dataset belongs only one group that has some similar properties. It allows us to cluster the data into different groups and a convenient way to discover the categories of groups in the unlabeled dataset on its own without the need of any training. It is a centroid based algorithm where each cluster is associated with a centroid. The main aim of the algorithm is to minimize the sum of distances between the data point and their corresponding clusters. The algorithm takes the unlabeled dataset at input, divides the dataset into k number of clusters, and repeat the process until it does not find the best clusters. The value of k should be predetermined in this algorithm. This clustering algorithm will perform two tasks: determine the best value for k center points or centroids by an iterative process, assign each data point to its closest centroid. Centroid, a k center, is otherwise called a centroid. Those data points which are near to the particular centroid create a cluster. Hence, each cluster has data points with some commonalities and it is away from other clusters. Let us see the diagram. So before initially the graph will be like this, that is, there are many data points. After applying the k-means, the data points will be segregated with their features, with their properties, similarities, and they will be grouped into different clusters, k number of clusters. So let us see the algorithm. In first step, select the number k to decide the number of clusters. In step 2, select random k points are centroid. For each, for example, if k is equal to 2, we have to identify two centroid. Centroid means center point in a cluster. So based upon this centroid only, we will add the data points to the particular cluster. And in the step 3, we will assign the data point to their closest centroid, which will form the predefined k clusters. In step 4, we will calculate the variance and place a new centroid for each cluster. That is, initially we will assume one centroid, then in each step we will do the same process again and again. We will form the new centroid so as to we are fine tune the clusters, and repeat the third step, which means reassign each data point. So after finding the new centroid, we will reassign the data points to the new closest centroid for each cluster. Then if any reassignment occurs, then go to step 4, then go to finish. So after doing this repeated process, finally we will get the clusters, different k number of clusters with the data points. So initially our graph will be like this. Let us take k equal to 2. So we are going to form two clusters. So then we have to choose two centroids to form the cluster. These points can be either the points from the dataset or any other point. So here we are selecting the below 2 points as k points or centroid, which are not part of our dataset. So in this image we have found we have created two centroids. Then we will, next step is we have to assign our data points to the nearest centroid. So to find out the distance between the data point and the centroid, we will use some mathematical formulas and the data point which has the less distance with the centroid. For example, there are two centroids. So for each data point, we will calculate the distance between the data point and the centroid 1, and the distance between the data point and the centroid 2. So which distance is minimum? The data point which is placed in the nearest centroid will be considered. So that particular data point will be assigned to that closest centroid. And finally, and next, we will draw a median between both the centroids. So initially the median will be in this manner. So in this diagram, it is clear that the points left side of the line is near to K1 or blue centroid, and the points nearer to the right of the line are closest to the yellow centroid. So we are coloring the centroids for the clear visualization. Now our centroid is like this. Now we are changing the median line and the data points are there. So here blue color data points are assigned to the blue color centroid, and the orange color data points are assigned to the orange color centroid. Now this is not over. Again we have to fine tune the centroid. So now we will repeat the process by choosing the new centroid. Then we will compute the center of gravity of this centroid. That is, here in this diagram it is showing that new centroids will be assigned. So next step is by calculating the distance between the data points and the new centroids, we have to again assign the data points to its closest centroid. Now we are getting the median line is actually the line separating the two groups of data points, and now we are getting the median line like this. And next step is reassignment of data points to the new centroids. We will repeat the process by finding the center of gravity of centroids. So the new centroid will be shown in the below image. As we got the new centroid, so again we'll draw the median line and reassign the data points. So the image will be like this. So we can see in the above image there are no dissimilar data points on either side of the line, which means our model is formed. So finally, the data points are assigned to the new centroid. Most appropriate centroids will be finalized, and the data points will be assigned to the final centroids based upon the distance value in between the data point and the centroid. The shortest distance will be considered for the cluster formation. So and finally we are getting this like grouping. Then the thing is, we can remove the assumed centroids. Centroids were used to group the data points only. Now after forming the cluster, after grouping the data points into clusters, we can remove the centroids, and finally we have got two final clusters as shown in the below image. So the k-means algorithm is an efficient in computation. It is easy to implement, and there are some negative points also there for the k-means algorithm. K-means algorithm is applicable only when mean is defined. There is need to specify k, that is the number of, we have to assume the number of clusters in advance. Trouble with it is not work, it won't work with the noise data and outliers. Not suitable to discover clusters with non-convex shapes. So that's all about the topic K-means clustering algorithm. Thank you.